In today's video, we're going to talk about the downfall of DC. Another movie has come out and has flopped. Blue Beetle did not even make $50 million globally. And I know what some people could say. Blue Beetle is a new character. He's not new. Blue Beetle has starred in Young Justice, the Injustice video games. Blue Beetle is known in the comic book world and the pop culture world. Blue Beetle is known in the animated world. He may be new to live action, but he's known. DC is dead, and I believe James Gunn has a massive part to play. He could have made all these movies coming out this year, Shazam 2, The Flash, Blue Beetle, Aquaman 2, all these could have performed so much better. But James Gunn, he's part of the problem at DC. He's doing such bad PR for the brand. So let's break it down. What is good, YouTube? Wish you happy on around here. Make sure to subscribe to never miss any of the Kaiju, Monsterverse, Marvel, DC, pop culture based content that I cover today. Basically, subscribe to the channel, turn notifications on, and let me know down below. What is going on with DC? It's all right going, yeah, Superman Legacy would save everything. We've still got another movie to come out. The brand is freaking dead to the point where comic book fans don't even care for generic movies. Also, if you could check us out on Twitter, wishtugakax.com. And also, if you could check us out on Instagram to see the beautiful face behind the beautiful voice. So, Blue Beetle just came out this weekend. $25 million domestically, $18 million internationally, $43 billion globally. This movie has such a low budget of around $120 million. It will have to make just under around $250, $300 to break even. Maybe $220, somewhere around there. Let's break this down. So, what happened was David Zaslav came in. They merged companies. They made Warner Bros. Discovery. They announced Henry Cavill is back. Secretly, James Gunn is already working on a script for the Superman movie at this time. He's not head of DC Studios. They announced James Gunn and Pete Safran to be co-head. I've got nothing against either of these people. I've met Pete Safran at the Shazam 1, a UK premiere. He's a very cool guy. He loves DC. And obviously, James Gunn is the co-partner. So, what happens is the first thing they do is announce an actual reboot, which tarnishes everything massively. So it's all right saying, oh, it's nothing to do with James Gunn. It's nothing to do with James Gunn. Cool story, bro. But then you bring the receipts out. Someone, the next 5 films have nothing to do with you, James. Lol. James Gunn. Hold my beer and says this. I wish you told me this before I started giving notes out. So James Gunn gave notes out to all these movies so it wouldn't interfere in their new universe. Now, the issue here is he goes, yeah, The Flash is the best movie I've ever seen. I get it. He's in charge of DC Studios. He has to be enthusiastic. He has to hype stuff up. But if he thinks The Flash movie is one of the best comic movies he's ever seen, what the freaking hell is going to happen with his Superman movie that's not a young Superman movie? I never said it was a young... You did say it was a young Superman movie. You spoke about, oh, we're going to do the Daily Planet, we're going to do the Metropolis stuff that we've seen already. There's absolutely nothing that James Gunn can do in his Superman movie that won't be another spin on someone else's work. So he gave notes out, and then you get the main star of Blue Beetle, the director of Blue Beetle going, yeah, James Gunn changed absolutely nothing in Blue Beetle. He handed notes out to everyone. There were parts that were changed. And not only that, there's no continuity anymore. Blue Beetle connects, he knows who Superman is. It connects to Man of Steel. So it's not set in the DC universe, the new universe. I don't actually ever think we're going to get to see this new DC universe, if I'm honest. It's not in the new DC universe. It's not in the old universe. Connects. The problem with DC is it's just cliche after cliche after cliche. Everyone said Zack Snyder was the problem. We've not had an successful DC movie since the studio cut of the Suicide Squad. David Ayer's, well, not the David Ayer cut, the Suicide Squad that the studio wanted to release many, many years ago. It's all right, people saying, oh, Zack's movies weren't profitable. They made money. Yeah, I know what you could say. You could go, oh, but Joaquin Phoenix, the Joker, made money. Yes, Elseworld storyline, nothing to do with James Gunn. James Gunn wasn't even there. The Batman, nothing to do with James Gunn again. Outside of the Batman and the Joker, there is no profitability in the DC universe. So James Gunn should be working on Batman and Brave and the Bold. instead of this Superman movie. Superman IP, I hate to say it, it's dead. James Gunn is a studio head acting like a director. Oh, but he's directing Superman Legacy. Yeah, this is the problem. He's directing it, he's filming it, he's doing the lighting, he's doing everything. That's the problem. He needs to act like a studio head. He keeps going back and forth to what he said and what he didn't say. And people are holding the receipt. It's not necessarily that he's lying, but he's not saying the truth. I was never making a young Superman movie, just a Superman movie. Okay, so you want to dive into the other side of Clark Kent, who saves trees, who saves cats, etc. You want to see the side in the Daily Planet. We've seen it all before. So whatever James Gunn is planning to release, I really hope it is so different to what we've had before, because it's getting to the point now where he's getting into arguments with grifters. Of course, Ben Affleck never had a part to play in Blue Beetle, although he did actually film a scene for Aquaman 2. So, Grifter said this: Ben Affleck had a voice-only cameo. Blue Beetle, that was cut by, was purely comedic, was placed in the Blue Beetle universe, something like that. Now, James Gunn responds to a grifter and says, I've never heard of Ben Affleck voice cameo in Beetle, nor has Peter, much less cut one. Okay, and not only that, it's the fact that he goes to the director just to double check. A grifter, someone on Twitter, I've never heard of one. Ask the producer. One never existed. Just ask the producer. So the problem here is you blew up a grifter's post to nearly 1 million views on Twitter. So now everyone is going to partially believe there was a Ben Affleck cameo voice in Blue Beetle. You need to stop but then he doesn't address anything to do with Wonder Woman 3 and the Gal Gadot rumors. But you address a random, there was supposed to be a Ben Affleck scene in the Blue Beetle movie, but it was cut. He needs to hire someone to do his PR, to do his publicity. Come in a joke now. You're losing the interest of the general audience. Fans are still blaming you for firing Henry Cavill Superman, although technically he was out of contract and he did the Flash cameo, which was taken out for no reason, and he did the Black Adam cameo. They were cameos. He had no actual contract. They were one-off roles. Cool. Technically, you didn't fire anyone, but the problem is the DC fans don't care for whatever you're doing. It's looking like Mr. Josh at the Denzer Nerd was right when he said James Gunn doesn't like Henry Cavill. You need a backbone. You just need to come out and say, I wanted to cast a new Batman. I wanted to cast a new Superman. And then people would have more respect and be like, okay, cool. That's what you wanted to do. You didn't want anything to do with Black Adam. Cool. They all had meetings, but they all changed their mind. Ben Affleck really wanted to direct with you. So bad that when he took a meeting, he's like, I don't want to do anything with him ever again. But he's a cool guy. James Gunn, Dwayne The Rock Johnson said. So there's so many inconsistencies with the reporting. I'm looking forward to seeing David Korsnett. He's a good actor, 32. Henry Cavill's just turned 40. Henry could still pass for someone in their mid-30s. We know David Korsnett is going to be 32 in the Superman movie. Henry Cavill could pass for 35 easily. Henry Cavill could have actually been the Superman in your Superman Legacy. You just didn't want him to be. And this is a problem. You're losing the audience. I get it. Movies make money based on the general audience. So it doesn't matter if you lose the comic book community, the comic book nerds, if you like. But the general audience doesn't freaking care. Blue Beetle, $25 million opening weekend. Shock for a DC property. Blue Beetle could be as big as Iron Man if the movie was marketed very well. I know what you're going to say, but the strikes did absolutely nothing, right? These actors being at press junkets, being on red carpets, overall does nothing. Blue Beetle grossed less than Morbius. It grossed less than Morbius opening weekend. Are you for real? And the Blue Beetle movie, it's fine. It's decent. I think it's somewhat decent. It shouldn't have made less than $100 million. It is a DC property. DC used to be very strong. DC was so much better. And this isn't about Zack Snyder returning. We just want someone who has cohesive, who is coherent, who can build up a cohesive universe. But you've not given James Gunn a chance. I have given him a chance. And we'll see what happens come 2025. But everything thus far is making DC look stupid. I hate to see what's going to happen with Aquaman 2 now. What is he going to say with Aquaman 2? When a movie like Insidious, The Red Door, is going to make more, would have made probably more money by the time Blue Beetle does the whole run. The DC brand, it's dead. Bury it. It died with the end of the Snyderverse. I hate to say that, but at the moment, it looks dead. It looks buried. Sure, Warner Bros. Will make money off the Barbie movie. Not that much money, really, because of all the investors and the fact they played Margot $50 million because she was a producer. It's not going to make as much money overall. DC has no money. Warner Bros. Discovery is in $50 billion worth of debt. DC needs to revamp and rehire, recast everyone. Start from freaking fresh. Hire a new studio head. Hire everyone. Replace, recast everyone. Don't do this nepotism where you keep your brother. Ironically, you're keeping your brother because he's a character in DC. You're keeping Margot because she's just banged with Barbie, so you got to. You're keeping John Cena as Peacemaker, but you're getting rid of everyone you don't like. What is going on, lads? What is going on? It's a joke. You're confusing people who know what the hell they're on about. It's like, we have no idea what this actual plan is. What I think should happen is, you should have done a tax write-off with The Flash, with Blue Beetle, with Aquaman 2, go away for a few years, and then release Superman Legacy in 2026 and do a fresh rebrand. Because Warner Bros. Has a lot of other properties they actually make money on outside of DC, because DC loses them money, believe it or not. So like always, is James Gunn tarnishing the brand? Is he? We don't know. How is Blue Beetle the worst movie? It could actually be one of the worst theatrical runs ever from a movie ever. It made less than Shazam 2 opening weekend. Are you for real? We're talking domestically. So like always, guys, I really hope James Gunn can do some stuff. I really hope DC could be great again. This video will sound super negative, but can we really be in a positive state when DC's being ruined? Every movie, The Flash, ruining DC even more. Blue Beetle, ruining movie anymore. And then you get the controversy with Amber Heard when Aquaman 2 comes out. The DC brand will be screwed even more when Aquaman 2 comes out. So like always, guys, check us out on Instagram at WishGTB voice. Check us out on Twitter, OSTG, and I will catch you in another video very soon. Catch you later.